What is up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. As of this part, we are now officially on to my main and also first playthrough profile that I was going on, because the first bunch of parts had to be re-recorded and stuff, and it really sucks, and I'm sorry. But now we're back onto the main one, so I'm going to be a bit beefier. I'm also going to be very lost, because if you remember, this is my real first time playing this. I mean, aside from the years ago, so there's gonna be a bit more exploring, a bit more less streamlinedness. I mean, I know personally now what to do, but for instance, at this part, I genuinely had no idea what to do. But you can go up there and actually look at the outside of like Midgar there. You can't do anything, and you'll just be a tiny little speck in the background. But I do think it's kind of cool for providing some kind of like scale, you know, showing where you are, because you're really like on the bottom in the outskirts, which you don't see. And as of right now, I am genuinely very lost as to where to go, but we'll see where to go. I do some item shopping and stuff, but I gotta say, for the PS4 version, and also these are also on the PC version, the boosters that you can activate by clicking the sticks are honestly something I feel every JRPG needs. So like, the funny thing though is, the no encounters is something that, is in like a bunch of RPGs now. What do they call, the Bravely series, Bravely Default and Bravely Second, they have that. Although those are basically Final Fantasy games in all but name. I mean, they have the same, classes, they have the same spell names. It's like, anything that uses Fire Aga, in my eyes, has to be, you know, a Final Fantasy game. Although the funny thing is, this game doesn't use Fire Aga, it just uses Fire 1, 2, 3. But I'm happy that they went back and sort of changed that later on. Like, not for this translation, of course, but, you know, for future Final Fantasies, they do. So, we come back to Wall Market here, so if you missed anything here, the good news is this is your last time, so if you want to get those items that you didn't buy, the weapons, you can go and get them. As of, like, honestly, I don't think you need anything really super crazily out of the way. There's one necessary item here, which I do thankfully get, but, as you can see, like, I sometimes just, when I'm running, I'll just turn on the fast forward, just to get there a little faster, and I don't know, I personally feel like it's fine, but I can definitely see some people thinking it's not good. You get more materia. Now, materia is quite expensive, but it is good to stock up if you really want to. I think by this point, you're pretty much, because you're going to reach a point very quickly where you're going to have more materia than weapon slots and armor slots, so make sure if you're going to get it, that, you know, you look, do I need it, you know? So I can look here, it's like, yeah, we'll get Tifa the Metal Knuckles, give her a bit more power. And, I didn't steal the striking rod, so I didn't get that for Aerith. But it's okay, because I mean, I'm not gonna ever attack as Aerith, so it doesn't really matter that much. You know, she's all by magic, and I'm pretty sure the magic stat is entirely determined by materia. I mean, level, of course, too. But materia, too. I mean, because that's one feature that I'm not the biggest fan of, how adding on, the materia affects your stats and stuff, because personally it feels like it really discourages just equipping all your best stuff to characters, because you'd be like, well, okay, I guess that's the entire point. You know, it's like, if you give someone entirely, you know, summon materia, then they're gonna be worse, you know, because they're gonna just be focused on summons, so you do need the batteries to climb up, and I was just lucky enough to say, yeah, I'll take them. And actually, in the game's script, there is a thing where, because you just get all 3 batteries at once when you buy them, there's a script thing for, you're out of batteries, so originally you're gonna have to buy them individually, one at a time, go there, buy it, then go back again, each time, which sucked, and I'm happy they got rid of that. Also, I'm just going in to check. You can explore the mansion and everything now. I'm pretty sure there's nothing here, but hey, you know, if you really want to, you totally can. You know? So this is the room I didn't go in for the Let's Play. This is where if you fail the getting picked by Don Corneo, you get put into here, and there's a bunch of dudes who totally, like, just stalk after you, and eventually you just stop, you can't move, because they all surround you. It's actually like a zombie game, which is kind of cool. They all surround you, and you can't do anything. And then at that point, Cloud rips off his clothes and you fight a couple waves of enemies. So I guess if you are going for levels, that might be a better outcome, you know, because then you get, you know, more fights. But I mean, honestly, the beginning it's not so tough you need to grind at all. Also, I have genuinely no idea where I'm going right now. So I do know I'm gonna have to start editing parts in the future, because there's parts where I just, for instance, I need to get an enemy's weapon or something. Actually coming up, because there's an enemy in the place we're going to that has the best weapon for Cloud for a good while. And I'm standing there right now. Well, okay. Looks like I'm really gonna need to start editing these videos. The only problem, like today, the reason I didn't was just because of the fact that there we go. I just need to get this out quickly because I was just about to miss the upload for this, but yeah, so you're no longer allowed to go in there, which is a little sad. Again, in the full game you were meant to go back in, but they took that out for various reasons. The various reasons being, it was too risque even for this game. It would have probably bumped it up to an M rating, which, there have been now M-rated Final Fantasies, and I haven't played far enough in Final Fantasy Type 0 to know why it's M-rated, because I honestly just bought that for the Final Fantasy 15 demo. I should get back to that, shouldn't I? I feel like I should. But okay, this is where you go. Now this part, when I first got here, really screwed me up, because I was just like, this, you'll see, we'll get to it, but it looks cool. You have to climb up a wire to get to, like, the upper plate and stuff, and it's like, it's cool. That's like, this is one of the little things I like, there's this whole story of people living, in the slums and stuff, but who have, like even the kids know, oh yeah, you can just get to the upper plate by climbing this wire, So it's like, I don't know what that would be called, like, where, like, the kids in the slums know, like, the tricks of the trade. I really love that narrative, and so, to have this here is cool. And the music is pretty good, too, because it's like, you're determined. It's your golden string of hope, as Cloud puts it, And all these English graffiti here. It's good. It's good, man. I like this section. Although, as I said, it does get a little tough, So you can see up there, that's the crashed plate, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how they handle this whole thing in HD. And again, this is totally going to date the Let's Play, but that's fine. Well, I think every Final Fantasy VII Let's Play that says something like, man, I really hope, Final Fantasy VII gets redone in HD, everyone's, like, immediately null and void, and I'm even just still thinking about it now, and I'm freaking out. So, you have to get the batteries, and when you put them in, it will interact with the environment. And I use the fast forward here because honestly this just takes a long time, and by fast forwarding it just makes it go faster. I don't do this often. I don't play around with fast forward often. As I keep playing, I find myself using it less and less, just because, because I have experienced this section before. This is something that I've done before, and I can't tell right now that it's actually not blocking the upper path now, and goes that way. Yep. So it's like, I've experienced this part before, and I do like how it's like you walk down and you have to climb up like a ladder. Like, that's cool. That's cool how they sort of took, an environment piece like that and turned it into, now this part sucks. I think everyone knows about this wire, this sausage of doom. What you have to do is you have to jump onto the bar, and it says jump before it makes it too close. I don't know what that means, because I feel like it's entirely random when you get it. I know you're not supposed to do it as... Also, there's an ether there, so make sure you grab that. So that's the only place to use the last battery. What you have to do is you have to basically wait for... Not there. We have to go back to where you were before. You have to wait for it to come halfway about, and then press it and jump. So it's like you have to press it... Not now. It's weird. He says either jumps too soon or jump too late, but I genuinely cannot tell when you're supposed to do it. So honestly, I just put on the fast forward and do it over and over until I get it, because it is just so dumb. It's like, I feel like that should have been it, but honestly, what you have to do is just, you'll know when you get it, because the animation will be totally different. So it's like, that's not it. So I don't know. He says you're supposed to do it before it comes too close. So no, but you have to do it when it gets close. It's dumb. It's a dumb thing. That's a mistranslation, I feel. I guess what they mean is you don't want it when it's starting to go back. I don't know, man. Oh, and I was freaking out there for a second. There's a couple areas in the environment where you'll just start freaking out because, Cloud's trying to... Because the way the environment is done in this game is, remember, it's just like a 3D square model pasted onto pre-rendered backgrounds, and damn, how, like, these are such great pre-rendered backgrounds, you know. Still surprises me to learn that Final Fantasy X also did that, but it took me for a long time to realize that, you know. But this is it. This is the big sort of final section of Midgar, and it's really cool. Now, here you're given an option. So this, I screwed up sort of when I did it in my first playthrough. You'll see. First time we've been to the headquarters, and it's a big ass dungeon. It's really big. Yeah, I think it's the biggest dungeon, you know. It is, when they say it's 60 floors, it's 60 floors. Now mind you, you don't go through every floor, but you go through many floors. So you have two options. You can go straight through and kick Shinra butt, as they say, or you can sneak in quietly, and sneaking in quietly, I don't show it off here, but I'm probably going to show off on a later point, because you can come back here once, which I will probably do the other way, because then there's an exclusive item there, which you can only get if you come back and do it, so you want to probably bust in. But if you do it the other way, you actually skip almost everything here, and you don't get items and stuff, which sucks. You miss a lot of items, you miss a lot of stuff that you can do. By going in this way, you get items, you can fight enemies and get more stuff, but the other way, it's literally 9 flights of stairs, and by flights of stairs I mean many screens of stairs. It's 9 screens of like 10 stairwells, and you have to keep going, and it sucks. But one thing that it does have, that I've heard a lot of people like complaining that is definitely not going to be in. At one point, Tifa, because, you know, as you're running up, it does the comedic thing of they're talking as they're doing it, like, oh my god, how many stairs are these, you know? But at one point, Tifa, in a move that's, like, I'm surprised isn't, you know, talked about as much, she calls Cloud a retard. Like, straight up, and I'm just like, what? You know, like, mind you, this is a different time. The 90s were a different time. Everything, you know, it was a little different. But when I was first playing, because remember I was playing on a ROM, right? I was playing on some, like, on an emulator, and I just downloaded the ROM for disc 1. Or the ISO, rather, sorry. And I was playing it, and I genuinely stopped and thought for a second, am I playing some, like, fan hack that put that in? Like, did I get, like, some also, you can chase these people around, it's hilarious. Did I get, like, some uncensored ROM hack or something? Like, what's going on? But, like, when I found that, you know, I was like, oh, that's, I don't know, like, I didn't like it personally. I thought, wow, okay. And it's weird that this game is rated teen, you know, so that's something that definitely won't be brought back for the friggin', you know, HD version. I'm surprised. Well, I don't know if they kept it in for the PC re-release, because I haven't done that yet. If you guys have played it, I would like to know, because the joke is that it wouldn't be very PC, if you know what I mean. But, like, that just surprised me, you know? And actually, I looked online, and a lot of the forums were like, you know, people playing it now, and like, you know, well, not now, but like 2009 or something, and people saying like, that seems very out of character. Also, I'm using scan here, so that's what scan does. It'll tell you everything. I think it might also tell you if you can steal, but I don't know, because I think you can steal hand grenades from these guys, which, oh no, tranquilizers. So, I do, for a long time in this Let's Play, try and get the, just try to steal from everyone, try to see what they have. So there's some times where I'll battle for a long time trying to just find what they have to steal, but eventually I stop because I realize, A, I have a guide that will tell me if they have anything worthwhile now, and B, it's not worth it half the time. Like, the only one that I found later on was like, oh, you can steal, like, Phoenix sounds from this enemy, so that's cool, so I, like, you know, get that a lot, but this is kind of cool. You can actually come in here, and this is a shop, so I never knew about this in my first playthrough. You know, it's like, I never just came in, I'd always rush up, and it's like, I don't want your money, we're not criminals, we're just here to buy stuff, you know? We might even pay you if you help, you know? So you can come in, buy some items, these are really good, make sure you have, I'd say always have at least one tent on you, just in case, for a save point, and of course you're gonna want Of course you're gonna want Phoenix sounds. You know, those are necessary. So these chests, you can't open them, but I think you can't open them now, but you can get them later. And I remember finding them and being like, hey, I'm worried that I'm gonna miss some items, but no, I can't. So I'm gonna come back. You have to come back later. And honestly, this is me being like, guys, I'm in a JRPG. There must be some way to unlock them or something. But no, you just have to come back later. But basically, when they say it's a 60-floor, you know, building, it's a 60-floor building. You gotta go up the 60 floors, which is admittedly pretty cool, but also it's not exactly 60 floors. So this is the elevator section, and basically what it is you press the button, and you will get it will add on a random number. And yeah, Cloud's having some personal things where he's like, yeah, I didn't want to do this, but now I will because of Aerith. But they're fixing each other, not fixing, but they're apologizing. So this is how it works. The number will go crazy, and you want to stop it, and it will only ever go up, but you will add a random amount, and depending on what you get, you will either get an enemy, or you'll get like a businessman who comes in and actually just waits for the next stop, which is hilarious. But you want it's gonna work up towards a floor. I forget what floor it is because it's just like some random number. And then that's the floor when the actual dungeon starts. So you're not actually going through every single floor. As funny and you know, also hilarious as that would be. Now mind you, if you take the stairs, you have to go up every flight of stairs to get to the top. You have to go through every floor, but just the stairwell, you know, so that sucks. But the first time I did it, I'm like, okay, we'll sneak in, we'll see how it goes, you know? And I remember doing that, and I was just like, oh my god, this is just taking forever. It was funny. I mean, aside from the one Tifa line. But it was just like, you know, I like how that's presented, you know? But yeah, you want to go back there later, because there'll be an item there only in your second playthrough, so you want to go grab that. Also, just a heads up, when I'm recording these videos, I either have my phone in my hand with a walkthrough or Twitter open. And if it's the walkthrough, I'll probably be playing normally. If it's the Twitter, I apologize for moments like this. Again, every part after this will be edited a lot better. I didn't have time because I'm running late for work and this has to go up tomorrow, so the good news is we can talk more about stuff, like, for instance, how I love the blue gradient, you know. I really disliked when, you know, they changed it later to, like, the gray gradient for Final Fantasy. I feel like that's not Final Fantasy to me. It has to be the blue gradient, you know, so, like, I feel that's synonymous with Final Fantasy more than a lot of elements, you know. That's one of those things, I mean, of course, you look back at the first Final Fantasy, and what was it? It was just black, you know, so it took until Final Fantasy 3? Nope, 4 to get that. This is a big dude. Of course, I see this dude, and my first thought is, oh my god, he probably has some exclusive items. Because whenever I see an enemy that is one single enemy, one big guy, you know, my first thought is, and there's a lot of enemies in the game that are like this, my first thought is, you must have something really good. Which, again, is very rarely the case. As you see, we just stole a grenade. And it's important to say that, if you steal an item, for some enemies, stealing their item makes so you don't get an item after the battle. So, this doesn't affect all of them, but it definitely affects some of them. You definitely want to make sure, you know, I'm not going to say play this game with a guide, but it does make it a bit easier to make sure you don't screw up, because, again, this is one of those RPGs where there are missable things, which always is fun. I love it when there's missable items. I mean, it's not bad unless you're, you know, one of those people who wants to go for 100% item completion. I don't get people who do that, personally, who want, you know, one of every item. Like, for example, if you don't get the Grav Ball, you'll never get the Grav Ball, because it's only in that one area in the game. Also, here are some swordfish, literally. Now, this enemy, to me, makes no sense. Are these fish creatures just patrolling around, or I don't know. So, of course, you know, I see these fish and I'm like, they're swordfish. I think that's what they're called. They're like actually some swordfish pun. And my first thought is, I wonder if the swordfish has a sword. You know, that's my first thought. Because whenever or a sword dance is what it's called. But don't get it wrong. It's a fish. Whenever I see like an enemy with a sword in anything now, or sword base, my first thought is always, can I steal from it, and will it be a sword, you know? So, I've played many games that had that as a feature, so, man, I just, you know, I love stealing in RPGs. I feel like it's a wonderful mechanic, but at the same time, it gets me so worried about missing some items, especially for a Let's Play. Oh my god. Whenever I do, you know, a Let's Play or whatever, and it's an RPG, there's always someone who will come down on me for doing something or not doing something, and I just feel like, for me playing a game for the first time, you know, it's a little unfair. I mean, mind you, yes, this is Final Fantasy VII, which is the Citizen Kane of RPGs, as many would put it, and having played a lot more. Oh yes, this is where you just get a guy. He's like, oh man, it's all right. No, I'm not getting on. Oh man, which is a bit of funny stuff. You know, like a lot of people will call it, you know, Citizen Kane, and having played more, it is wonderful. It's honestly just a super well done RPG. I like this dude. See, this is another just like weird enemy. It's like a hammered dude coming out of the ground, and are you expected to believe he's like a mechanic? He's also called a hammer blaster. Is this just like a mechanic that like works there, like a robot mechanic? It's interesting, you know, it's great. It reminds me, there was enemies in the Mega Man Battle Network games that were exactly this dude, like a dude from a hole with a big hammer, although mind you, the hammer was a lot bigger. And he would like warp in front of you and use his hammer. I remember that. That was a good enemy type. But no, he's easy. And we got an echo screen. So no, it's still a good idea to steal from enemies in case you do need any sort of you know, healing items and something. I'm pretty sure this is at the 59th floor. So, and here we are. And I stop because I want to go to the menu because Cloud has Fury. So, again, Fury and Sadness. Fury increases your damage done to you, but will also increase the limit you get, so you'll get your limit faster. Sadness decreases damage done to you, but also decreases your limit. So, I don't know what I'm trying to do right now. I'm probably trying to heal the Fury, because at this point, I still have no idea what Fury is. Now, mind you, there is a wonderful hall you can go to called the Training Hall that I skipped over that does totally give you a tutorial on everything. But again, this comes after the entire prologue, so it feels really out of nowhere and also not well done, I feel. It's funny, there's some funny stuff such as like NPCs doing all the stuff you can do, you know, so, but it's not worth going to, you know. You're better off just Googling stuff, I feel, especially because there are like cutscenes when you do it, so it takes a long time. It's a little it's not the best. But these guys are interesting because it's like you break their armor and underneath them is another dude, you know? So, and of course, because they are actually treated as two separate enemies, I think if you steal from one, you can then steal from the other and get something. But I don't think they have anything. I'm pretty sure. I didn't print off a guide this time to see what they had, but there is one enemy later on we will be trying to steal from because they do have something really cool. So of course I'm thinking, okay, this dude's like a weak dude under there. He's probably gonna have some good item, you know, because he's like a one hit after and you should be able to get him. So I'm gonna try for it, but I don't even, like, the fact that I don't remember what it is means it's probably nothing good. They're like the enemies that do have something good, I will remember. So, I'm like, what do you have? Tranquilizer! I mean, we used our last one, so it's good. He just walked up and did nothing, so good job, boyo. Yeah, but it's kind of cool how it's like you beat them and like the power armor comes off and you have to fight like a quick little guy. But he has like no HP, so it doesn't even matter. It's a cool system though, you know. I mean, mind you, it's nothing new for an RPG at all, you know. And we got the card key 60, key card 60 rather, which for some reason I think is a materia. I don't know why I'm looking at my materia. Probably because I'm trying to, I think it took me a long time to realize that the all materia only works once. So once in battle, you get the all materia to work. I think when you level it up, you get more, but so you can go back down to the first floor if you want from this elevator, and it's, I think, pretty sure it's just a quick trip after that. You don't have to worry about any whole sort of going, you know, crazy all the way back up, but you can go back down to the first floor if you want to buy more items. And we're taking the elevator. We're going to go up to the 60th floor. Because even though we said we were on the 60th floor, there are still more. So you still got to work. And we're looking at the elevator. Now this is going to be cool to see. Like this whole city skyscape in the glass elevator. I love that. Also, shout out to this troop who single-handedly brought down Shinra. You know, because he was asleep, he totally didn't look at us sneaking in. Like, he is directly not doing his job, you know? So, now this part is actually stealth-based. It's a little tough to tell, but as you'll see later, or rather right here, it's something you can do. Well, something you kind of have to do, because I think if you screw it up, you are actually, there's some actual ramifications. So this is one of the things that, you know, this is cool. I really like this whole thing, but you gotta like evade the guards. So I'm trying to figure out where the door is because I just can't see it because I'm dumb. So what you gotta do is when the guards turn around, you have to move. It's really good. You'll see. But I'm like, why can't I open this door? Because that's not a door. That's a box on the wall. This is the door. So basically what it is it's like when you want to move, you just, like, you'll see. It's not tough. If you just have any sort of, like, you can even go really quickly, like when you're, when they move, and you'll be good. You can run and they won't hear you, you know, so you just gotta, you don't have to wait till they're totally not there. You can, like I'm doing here, but as you'll see later on, it's fine. And as you see, like, you don't have to worry about, you know, them seeing your big spiky hair or shoulder. But the fun comes in when you get to the middle part and you have to press X to get your team to advance, you know? So, but while they're moving, you can get them to move and you're fine, you know? So I could have pressed to move there and I was good, but I decided to keep it to the end for a bit of tension. But, you know, like when they're moving, in this one at least, you're good. But in the second one, as you see, they're a bit tougher, bit faster. It takes a bit more time. And I'm pretty sure what it does is, by not doing it, you won't be able to go to the next, like, the way these floors work is each floor will, like, unlock the floor after it, but if you mess it up, you won't get the key card to let you go into the floor. I'm pretty sure. So it's a little tough, and you'll start to miss items if you start screwing up. So make sure you don't. There's a save point. Make sure you use it. Save. Come back. Try again if you screw up, because there are items that you want. Again, they are missable. You can come back once, but I don't know if they're all back. I was a little close there, you know, so gotta be careful. But these dudes, yeah, no, this is not bad. I think they have to be, like, fully turned around to see you. Like, you saw that didn't work. I'm just, like, mashing at this point. Just press X and you run. It's not tough. You know, even on my first try of this, I did it. It's not tough, you know. There you go. And we're good. Cool. So, let's head up, and I think we're about to call it apart as we head on to the 61st floor. Actually, I think I do explore it a bit, because this one's the break floor. This one's the floor that you can just sit back, relax, and I do apologize, because what I do is I actually pause and look at the guide each time, because I want to make sure, because there's a lot to do on each floor, so you want to make sure you're not missing anything, right? So, you know, you want to come in here, and this floor you can just talk to people. You know, you need it. So that guy tells us we need key cards to get to floors above the 60th. So we don't want to alert anyone. You know, we're the repair division. Yep. So this guy will give us the key card number 62. So you want to use that to get onto floor 62. So yeah, there are key cards that you need to get onto the higher floors, because otherwise you can just, like, run up to the top. But by doing that, you'll miss out on items, and items are kind of important. And no, like, they are important, you know, they are things that you need. But I think we're about going to call it apart, guys. So next time, we're going to finish up, maybe, possibly, I know we're not going to. It's going to take a lot longer. This is a big quest. So next time, we're going to head into floor 62 and do a bit of bookkeeping. See you next time, dudes. Ciao.